Hey, IE family, it's Gena Heredas. Happy New Year. 2016 is upon us. It's kind of hard to believe, isn't it? I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas season and enjoyed celebrating, eating too many cookies like I did and everything else. I'm going to get started here officially in just a couple minutes. I have got another computer over there so that I can be checking live chat. So if you see me go like this, that's why. And there is about a 30-second delay or so. So would one or two of you be so kind as to type into the chat that you can see and hear me? And you see this little beam of light over my head? That's kind of like a halo. But if I move, you won't be able to see me at all. So you can just ignore my halo. Oh, if I stay just like this, we're good, right? So yeah, somebody give me a thumbs up that we're live. I'm being heard. You can see me. I put lipstick on for you. Got to make sure, you know. Okay, nothing yet. We'll see here. But tonight we're going to talk about credibility, which I know is, for me, it took me quite a while to feel credible as a new real estate investor. So I'm going to give you some tips, some things that I've done, some things I'm still doing, and I hope that that will help you get this new year kicked off to a great start. So once again, I'm just waiting for somebody to tell me on the chat that we're good, and I will seriously delve in here. I'm looking over to my other computer. Let's see, maybe I can get somebody to text me. Otherwise, I'm going to assume we're good. I see myself and I see little buttons moving for the mic. So give me just another 30 seconds to make sure we're working. I'm going to text my handy dandy best girl Andrea and see if she'll give me a confirmation. You know, for as long as I've been doing some of this really cool, privileged, blessed stuff that I get to do, like Hangouts and speaking events and so forth, I still get a little nervous talking to you guys. You know, like I'm trying to text Amity and my hand's shaking a little bit. It always surprises me, but I am so delighted to be here with you, as always. It is truly, as I said, I consider a great blessing and a great privilege and honor and an obligation to do my best when I get to talk to you. I'll give you a quick little overview of my story, because I did see on the chat that at least two of you, this is your first time at one of our Hangouts, your first time maybe doing an activity on Insider Elite, and I want to welcome you. I want to tell you, you are amongst friends and family here. We really do take care of each other. I started real estate investing in 2009. And it was from an infomercial with my good buddy Dean Graziosi, who I know a lot of you who love it and respect as much as I do. I was a stay-at-home mom for 20-some years, and refresh your scene. Okay, excuse me for getting off track here. Refresh your screen if you can't see her. She's got some great stuff. Andrea says I've got some great stuff. That's good. I hope that means she can see. Oh, okay, great. D. Vogel, thank you. I see a note here that you can hear and see. So I'm going to assume that everybody can hear and see, and if not, they'll be reading the chat and say, refresh the screen. So back just to a brief synopsis of my story. 2009, saw Dean on an infomercial saying, it's the best time in your life to invest in real estate. You know, don't look back with regret. And I believed him and found that it was true. And I want to tell you what, it's essentially always the best time to invest in real estate in so many ways. You haven't missed the boat if you've just come on board. The market changes and the techniques we use change. And that's one of the great things about hanging out here on IE, is that we do our best to keep you up to date in what's going on in the real estate market, what techniques are the best to use. We've got, you know, strategies for you to use that require absolutely none of your own money. Wholesaling, if you're new on the site, please go into, along the top tab, you will see events. Go to all past events and you can watch lots of previous Google Hangouts with lots of good information about wholesaling, buy and holds, rehabbing, you name it, it's there. Also, please go into the tab marked library. If you're brand new, the first thing you've got to do is read the book, 30 Days to Real Estate Cash. It is a recipe for getting a deal done from ground zero on. So at any rate, in 2009, we have 4 kids, my husband, Nick, and I. We had 2 in college at the same time. And even though Nick had a good job, has had a good job all those years, we thought we saved for college. Yikes. 2 in college at the same time. We were taking on a bigger and bigger home equity line of credit to try to pay for that. I was teaching piano at the time and kind of vaguely thinking, what can I do to make some more money? And on comes this infomercial. And so I bought the books the dean was selling, How to Be a Real Estate Millionaire, and they're incredible books, New York Times sellers. And I took the education that was offered, and I just started doing, got to do is implement. Have a fantastic recipe for lasagna. If you don't eat, right? So same with real estate. We can give you all the tools, all the information, all the knowledge, all the guidance. Implement you nowhere. So what my advice is to you, new and more experienced investors, is just do it. It's the Nike swoosh logo, right? Or saying, just do it. Be brave. Do it afraid, as our great friend Carol Stinson says, and just get it done. So 2016, it's a new slate, right? I always kind of chuckle personally about the new year, because, I mean, how is January 1st any different than, March 13th of 2016 will be not. You can get a fresh start whenever you want. But it does give us sort of a landmark day to assess where we are and where we want to go. So going back to what I began to say earlier is that credibility started, it must have taken me 18 months. I'm going to say easily. And in those 18 months, I had done a number of deals. I had made some good money. I had even won some contests and gotten some, fame for my life as a real estate investor by that point. But still, when I said, "Hi, I'm Gena," and somebody said, "What do you do?" I'd be like, "Oh, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I teach some piano, and I'm investing in real estate." I felt like, who am I kidding to say I'm a real estate investor? So it's okay if it takes you a while to feel comfortable in this new skin. So I want to give you some tools to getting that way sooner. First of all, do say it. I'm a real estate investor. Everybody pause now. This is your moment. I'm going to be totally silent. You're going to say, "I'm a real estate investor." Go. In fact, a bunch of you type it. I want to see it over on the live chat. "Hi, this is Isabel. I'm a real estate investor." Would a few of you type that? Give us confirmation. There is something in words. Words are so powerful. If you will say it, it will sink into your psyche. It will feel more genuine. I'm a real estate investor. When you wake up in the morning, you're making coffee. If you still got that habit like I do, and I don't intend to give it up. I live in Seattle. We live on coffee. Sing a little song. "Good morning. Thanks for the sunshine. I'm a real estate investor." I'm silly, but seriously, first of all, understand yourself that that's what you are, and get yourself business cards if you haven't done that already, okay? Do not make a life project out of getting business cards. You need them, especially in the beginning. I probably give away less cards now, although I have them and I use them, than I did when I was brand new, because you do get a bit of a reputation, and people at the Real Estate Investment Club meetings know who you are and so forth, but you need cards. I go to Vistaprint, VISTAPRINT.com, Vistaprint. You can get them lots of places. Vista's cheap. They're fast. They have templates for different businesses. Go down to real estate. Just order the cards. All you need on the card is your name, your phone number, your email. You don't need a physical address. If you have an entity, an LLC or whatever, and you want it on there, stick it on there, but it doesn't have to be on there because this is a person-to-person business. Nobody cares about your entity. They care about you. People, when they do deals with me, think they're doing business with Gena, not with Victory Ventures. Who knows Victory Ventures, right? Does kind of provide a good lead in for when I talk about my credibility kit, though, in just a moment. So tell yourself you're a real estate investor. Tell other people you're an investor. Get yourself business cards. Go to real estate investment club meetings. Surround yourself with other real estate investors. There'll be other new people there. There will also be other experienced people. And we've got experienced and new online right now. The value of a club cannot be overemphasized. You know, sometimes I travel a lot with my teaching and I fall out of the habit of going to club meetings. First of all, because I'm gone on a lot of Thursdays. But when I'm home, I try to go, and I've been that's one of my increased commitments for 2016, because I went to a meeting about 3 months ago, and you know what? I sold a wholesale deal right then and there. So it's a great place to go if you're a real estate investor. Say it out loud. Tell other people you're a real estate investor. Get busy. What about a website? I get this question quite a lot, both new and frankly, it's necessary. Now, I said it's not necessary. Well, I spent a lot of money. Up until real recently, it was costing me $60 a month, and that shows you how stupid I was in that area, because there's so many ways to get free websites now. There is a place called Wix, W-I-X, which you can go on and create yourself a very nice website. This does not have to be elaborate, okay? Some pictures of your friends. Remember, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. That's what you want to keep in mind anytime you're working on your marketing, your image, your credibility. Just, you know, a little write-up about yourself, any deals maybe you have done, or a call out to other cash buyers, homeowners, whatever. Browse at other people's websites. Do one of those searches. We buy houses, plus sign the name of a city, and you're going to get lots of links for people's websites. You can browse them, mimic the things you like, but again, don't overthink it. There's a lot of places to make your own free websites. Just do a Google search on free websites, and a lot of places will come up. Another one is Squarespace. My partner and son, John, right now is in the process of building us a free website on either Squarespace or Wix. Now, just because I said my son is doing it doesn't mean I couldn't do it, okay? I don't want anybody here that's over like the age of 32 saying, oh, well, I'm not good with technology. Look, I'm turning, yikes, 61 in a couple months, and I can do this stuff. When I started in 2009, I didn't know hardly anything about technology or putting together this credibility kit that I'm going to show you. And I learned. And you know why I learned? Because I was hungry. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to brand myself, and nothing was going to stop me. And if I had to spend 8 hours working through trying to put together a publisher document, which is how I made my kit, then I was going to do it. Okay? I was up late at night working on it. In fact, I'm revising it right now. I put 3-4 hours into it yesterday, a couple hours the day before that. Some things take work. Now, a lot of this stuff, of course, you can hire out. Why am I not hiring this out? I could hire somebody to do this for less per hour than what I can make. Isn't that right? Yes. And generally speaking, I am absolutely in agreement with that idea that anything you can hire out for less than your hour is worth, you should do. However, there are some things I like to do. For instance, I love to work in my yard. I am not going to ever hire out my gardening. Oh, I might hire out the edging and mulching. I love the regular planting of flowers, pruning the shrubs and all that. So even though I get that done for 10, 15, I'm not going. My choice. Never a rehab. Absolutely not. Putting in offers for me. I have other people calling cash buyers for me, all that kind of stuff. But I kind of like playing with the kit and building it myself. I find it sort of a cool, creative, so I do it. Now, if you don't want to do it yourself, I'm going to suggest another website to you. I like that. I'm sorry. I just looked over and I see I'm a real estate investor. I'm a real estate investor. Woo-hoo! Good going, guys. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. There is a website called Fiverr, Fiverr, Fiverr.com. You can go to that website and you can find people to do nearly anything you can think of for $5, or sometimes sets of $5 in your kit. They might charge you $5 for it. I had my company logo designed there for $5. You can have a paper proofread. You can get 100 Facebook likes. You can have a song transposed or written. So many things. So if you want somebody to put together, to do that, a little bit tedious, how do I use this kind of, whatever kind of software you might want to do, go to Fiverr. You'll find somebody that'll do it for you for $5 or $5 a page. So you give them the content, and for maybe 15, 20 bucks, you can have the thing done. So what else do I want to say before I show you the kit? Just other introductory thoughts about building your brand, building your credibility. Number one, remember, real estate is a people business. It's a people business. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. It is your job to get yourself out there so you can be known, liked, and trusted, all right? So number one, we talked about business cards. We talked about going to REI clubs. We talked about proclaiming it out loud. We talked about getting yourself a free website. Facebook, okay? I know a lot of you are on Facebook. Oh, that's weird. I look over here and I see myself. Excuse me. A lot of you are on Facebook, and that's awesome. But listen, let's not just waste time posting pictures of the snow and lattes and all that stuff, which I'm guilty of. But let's use it constructively for building our business. Make yourself a business page on Facebook, and on that, and it's so easy. Just go to the left-hand column and look where it says create page. Just try it. You can't break Facebook, okay? Get up some business pictures, post deals there, post call outs to cash buyers there. On your business page, put mostly business, a little personal. And then on your personal page, mostly personal, but then a little business, enough to get people to know that you are indeed, again, a real estate investor. Join other groups on Facebook. Ladies, and I'm sorry, it is ladies only. I've got a Facebook group called Real Women Rockin' Real Estate. If anybody wants to get in on that group, we're there to support each other and to answer each other's questions and solve problems together. It's not so much about pumping deals. Message me on IE and I will invite you into the group. Men, make your own. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, some guy out there, make a Facebook group for you guys. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is extremely powerful for building your visibility and thereby your credibility. So I want you to, on your LinkedIn profile, if you already have an existing one and it's not going to jeopardize your current JOB if you have one, to add real estate investing to it, please do so. And then join groups on LinkedIn that have to do with real estate in your city, your state, and so forth. You will find cash buyers, you'll find contractors, you'll find mortgage brokers, private lenders, hard money lenders, and so forth by networking on LinkedIn. And because you have a presence, you're credible. One thing I want to mention for kit is, oh my gosh, YouTube is stating that it's deadly for pumping their business, all right, or darn cheap with Fiverr, okay? On YouTube, go ahead, create yourself a free account and start making some videos, just little videos about who you are, what's your business. Hey, if you're a wholesaler, and let me do the legwork for you. I use creative marketing techniques to find deals nobody else can find, and contact me now, get on my buyers list, let me bring you your next opportunity. Or make a little educational video about what is a wholesaling technique, how do you do an assignment of contract, or let me tell you about some great websites that I use every day. Anything you put up there, and these don't have to be long, 30 seconds to 3 minutes is a great amount of time for a video. And just because, again, you're out there, you will have the visibility, therefore people think you're credible, they think you're knowledgeable, and you are if you're hanging out here on IE, okay? And you will begin to build that network that is so important to a real estate investor. Okay, now to the actual specific topic for tonight, which is a credibility kit. And you're probably wondering what I mean by that. I think I'm going to take just about a 15, 20-second pause here and ask for any questions up to this point. If you have any questions about anything that I've said, suggested, referred to so far, please go ahead, type them into live chat. I'll keep babbling at you about cookies or something like that for 30 seconds, but I'd like to handle any questions that have come up in your mind or ideas you might have regarding the topics I've talked about, not just any random thought. And I'll handle that before we move on to actually constructing yourself what I'm calling a credibility kit. So I'm going to look over there. Let's see. Nothing yet, but again, I know there is a little bit of delay. So any questions about branding yourselves, using Fiverr, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, attending REI club meetings, getting your business cards, website design, any of that stuff. This is very fascinating, actually, as a presenter, because as I look over, I can see how far behind we are because I see myself 2 seconds. Questions. Let me take this opportunity to announce to you, wonderful IE folks, that these live Google Hangouts, we're going to transition to a once-a-month basis here in the short term, and I think that's going to be a really positive thing for us. We can really spend more time concentrating on putting together really timely topics for you and surveying you as to what you like and so forth. So any thoughts or ideas on that, I would love to entertain. We're going to have, okay, let's see. I think I do see a question. There was one from Isabel, recommended that we're ready to use specific to our services for $90. Do you recall that? But 90 at this point, I know a while joined Graziosi Group, he was offering websites at that time, and just a handful of years ago, websites were much more costly than they are right now. So frankly, you can get free ones at a couple of those places that I noticed and structure those yourself, or just get a little help from somebody a little bit more savvy. But I mean, they really are user friendly. So I don't think you have to spend any money to get yourself a website. Let's see. Okay, that's the only question I see. All right, so let me go on to specifically talk about the credibility kit. And as I do that, let me see if my screen share is. Yay, it is. Cool. Okay. So tell me if you can. You're now seeing a lovely face and my son's face on it. I see over here on my other screen. Hey, Isabel, that suggestion we've got the team working on. Trying to decide here if we've gone to screen share or not. Let's see. Yeah, screen share. And it just messes me up. Everybody keep suggestions coming. I will bring those forward to the team working on some improvements. And again, a search capability is something actually that's being actively programmed right now. So I think you're going to see some improvements on that. I'm going to do, since I am not the kit is, I'm going to show you one of my old ones. Here's when I first start using a kit. And a kit, the way I'm talking about it, is nothing more than a brochure about you and your real estate business. I was a couple years into being a real estate investor when I first learned about private money. Now, when I talk about private money, I do not mean hard money lenders. A hard money lender is a professional lender who makes part of their income lending money to other investors. This is usually for a flip when you buy a house, rehab it, put it back on the market to sell to a homeowner. You will find local hard money lenders at your real estate investment club meetings. They're typically going to give you about 75% of the value of the house or the purchase price of the house, probably not rehab money. You're going to need 25% down. They're going to charge you 12 to 15% interest. They're going to charge you 3 to 5 points. That's hard money. Some hard money lenders call themselves private money lenders, which is like why I like to make this differentiation. When I talk about private money, I mean just individuals that who have funds or access to funds, like in their home equity or in a IRA or a personal or business credit line, and they are earning 0 to 5% on their money, and you have opportunity for them to invest into your deals, and you share with them either a part of your profit or a set percent. That's a private money lender. And I've done Google Hangouts on private money, as have a few other folks. So please, again, go through there and find that information. So when I first started learning about private money, I thought, well, what have I got to show these people? It's not like I've got a master's degree in real estate and I can show them my diploma, or, I've got certificates for each rehab I've done or anything like that. So I started doing some research and I learned about this thing called a credibility kit. And I encourage you always explore for yourself. So I'm busy. And as I said, I remember doing this hours and hours into the late night and early morning building my first credibility kit. I made mine on Microsoft Publisher. I'm sure there's other maybe easier ways to do it just as effectively, but Publisher worked really well for me. I had never even opened that software program before, and I just trial and error figured it out. And this is one of my earlier credibility kits. It's not my current one. You can kind of take a look at this just a little bit. So it's printed on heavy duty paper. Okay, I got this printed at Office Depot, or something like Office Max or whatever could do it. So this is a kind of I guess a soft cardstock or a heavy paper. It opens up, okay, and then it's got a front cover, and on the front cover I've got an old headshot of mine. Again, this doesn't have to be a formal headshot, just something that makes you look likable. And on my new one, I've also got a picture down here of my partner and son, John, because he's since joined the company. I've got a little, some kind of byline here. This one says opportunities for today. And I just started an opening page about, why invest in real estate? Why is this a good idea? I just wrote this, okay? Kind of like from things I've been reading and learning in my education, going to REI clubs. I just spent some time and wrote it. It's not a masterpiece, but it just is good logical sense. And I was writing this thinking my audience is somebody that knows nothing about real estate. So it doesn't have to be highly sophisticated. In fact, in my opinion, it shouldn't be. It should be something anybody could read and understand. I've got some quotes in here. I got some pictures I pulled from, the internet. This was a Donald Trump quote at the time. I took that one out because he's so controversial right now. The quote was, "It's tangible, it's solid, it's beautiful, it's artistic from my standpoint, and I just love real estate." Donald Trump. Did I get Donald's permission to quote him? I didn't, and the world didn't end. I've got a quote from John Rockefeller down here. In fact, I love this quote. I'm going to read it to you because I think it's such a great quote, and I believe what it says. This is the thing. Make sure whatever you put in your kit, you believe, all right? Here's the quote from John Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller. "God gave me my money. Money is a gift from God to the best of our ability. Good of me, cool as that. Having a gift, believe it is my duty to make and still more money, and to use the money I make for the good of my fellow man according to the dictates of my conscience." Is that a great quote? How do I find that? I Googled famous quotes about money, quotes about real estate, quotes about investing, okay? I'm no more brilliant than any of you out there. In fact, I'm sure the majority of you are smarter than me. So you just have to be a little creative and put things together. I've got a little blurb down here, where is it? There, which says, "Did you know you can invest in real estate with a self-directed IRA? I can tell you how to get started." So there's kind of like little teasers, little things to catch people's interest on the front, all right? And my company colors, that's my logo up there. They're blue and green. I've kind of branded myself a little bit. You don't have to do that, but if you know you're going to be a real estate investor for a long time, you may as well get yourself kind of a branding going, right? On the inside then, I've got some details about some deals I had done. What if you've never done a deal? That's okay. You still are a credible human being. You've lived a life, haven't you? Okay. You've survived however many years it took you to get to today. All right. So put things in that you have done in your life that would cause people to trust you. For example, I've got let's see, over in this area, you can't see that, but over here, I talk about volunteer work I had done in the school system and in my church. I talk about the piano studio I had had. Anything that would make somebody think, well, what a nice, wholesome human being. I wouldn't mind doing business with her, right? So on the back then, again, more pictures I pulled from the internet, my contact information at the time, another quote. I've got a picture here, talk about wanting people to know, like, and trust you. See that picture? My 4 kids, my son-in-law, my son's ex-girlfriend, and my dog, okay? Warm and fuzzy. People look at this picture, it's like, oh, Gena's just like the rest of us, right? And indeed I am. Now, what do I do with this kit? Well, you know, first of all, once you create it, sleep on it, look at it, edit it, proofread it, edit it, proofread it, edit it, proofread it. I hate typos. We are building your credibility. Don't have a bunch of mistakes in this thing. Now, I've said it doesn't have to be perfect. That's professional. So spell check, grammar check, another somebody else proofread it for you. Make it proud of. Now, I did with mine, I uploaded it to, it was Office Max, or no, they printed it out for me. This very nice professional looking brochure here costs 99 cents at the time. I haven't printed one recently. We'll see what it is now. Maybe it's $1.25. You're not going to hand these out by the hundreds, okay? I hand these out to private money lenders, as I said. And with that, I would also have a deal sheet inside about the particular opportunity I have available for them. I have handed this out to small community banks to show them what my business is about. If you do have a bunch of deals, you could have an insert listing all your various deals. Right now, my son John, my partner, and I are setting up a new remote power team in suburbs of Chicago. We've got a power team in suburbs of Detroit. Actually, that's piggybacking on John and Julie Wakefield's power team. We do a lot of deals together. I've got a power team in suburbs of Cleveland, Ohio, a real estate agent and contractor I've worked with for a good number of years now. In my new kit, I'm going to have an insert sheet that says our remote power teams, because we are doing deals around the country, and there's going to be a little bio and pictures of each of those different groups of people who are our power teams in other area. If you want to do something like that, I think it's a great idea, but do get permission. You know, don't put anybody's photo and info in something if they don't know about it. Oh, another great thing, and I've got several in here. In this old one, any testimonials you can get from people, all right? If you've already done deals, maybe your real estate agent or the person who bought the house you renovated, or a lender you've used, or the contractor you've used, a tenant if you have rentals. Again, if you're brand new, that's okay. Get a referral from somebody who knows you personally, or in your other business, or in your church, or in your Kiwanis club, anything that can just speak to your character, okay? And I don't include the last names. I don't say, you know, like Ross is in this one, you know, Ross Contractor. I just don't, you know, I don't want people kind of Googling these other people and trying to get in touch with them without going through me. So that is a credibility kit. And the reason I'm hot on it again is not only is it a new year, but we're putting this new team together in Chicago. And these individuals that we're working with are not real estate investors in Chicago. Of course, we've gotten several real estate agents going. I've got a title company going. I've got an attorney in place. We're interviewing contractors. But the 2 colleagues of mine there is actually one of my friends and her friend. They both have different businesses, but they want to be real estate investors. So we've teamed up. I'm in exchange for them kind of working for me, so to speak. I'm giving them some training, and they're feeling a little nervous, as some of you might be, about their credibility and about, well, what is it going to look like when we walk into a bank and so forth. I said, you know what? Let me update my kit. let me make an insert about you and give you a little more confidence as you move forward. So that's what I'm doing and why. I hope that you find that to be a useful idea. I'm going to open it up now for questions about the credibility kit, about anything else that I've talked about today, any recommendations, and going to just stay here for a few minutes and see what anybody might want to chat about. But that's pretty much the content that I wanted to cover. So do you want to hear about a new cookie recipe I tried this year in the meantime? Russian tea cakes, it was called. It was amazing. So it was like 10 pounds of butter. No, I think a whole pound of butter, a little flour, toasted hazelnuts chopped up, some vanilla, cook them till they're nice, crispy brown, and then roll them until they are thick in powdered sugar. Man, that was my new favorite cookie of the year. Let's see. Isabel says, thank you. You are so welcome. And Isabel, again, thank you for your recommendation. I'm going to keep this open again for at least another minute to see. Please, anybody, we've got a pretty nice number of folks online. I'm seeing right now we're at 29, so that means 28 if we don't count me. Please don't be shy. Please ask your questions, make your comments. We are here to learn from each other and to support each other. So I know when I was brand new, I thought I don't even know how to ask a question, right? You know how to ask a question. You've talked to another human being before. That's all that's going on here. Daryl, you are so very welcome. I'm just appreciative that you've been here tonight. I'm appreciative all of you have been here tonight. You know, this is the time of year when we all get excited with these resolutions and all of a sudden your health club is jam-packed, right? And you can't get on the machine you wanted and your class is too full and you can't get a lane in the swimming pool. That's been my issue this week because it's January and we all, you know, oh man, we're going to make changes. Listen, don't let it just be for January. Hang on to your goals, create those goals, don't let them slip away. Go to deangraziosi.com if you don't have a habit of that. Dean's got a great video out this week. He's giving away a free sort of goal planning sheet that'll be really useful to you. And hang out on IE. We've got some really great improvements, enhancements coming here. Let's see, Isabel, going to monthly, I'm offering up my Skype info to see if we can anyone to keep accountability. Yeah, Isabel, that's awesome. And I know, you know, other people have made accountability groups on Facebook. You can get involved with that as well. But you know, we've got other platforms on IE too. We've got Ask the Expert. I have not received a lot of questions this end of the year. You can ask questions, we will answer them. Everybody sees those questions and answers. If we get a demand for more frequent hangouts or live chats, we will attend to that. Also, you know, a lot of us, not all of us, but I can't do it every day, but I check my private messages as well. So if there's a burning particular thing you don't want everybody to see, I'm going to check my messages and get back to you as well. Let's see. Andy, if Dan and I put lipstick and wigs on. Andy, for you, I'll consider an exception, but I'm afraid the answer is still going to be no. You and Dan would look real cute, though. I like you as men, however. You know, I made that group for women because I am seeing real estate as such an incredible opportunity for anyone, of course, okay? But, you know, I look at what my situation was in life, having been a stay-at-home mom for so long, hadn't had anything outside of the house. What was I going to put on a resume? What else could I possibly do that could have propelled me into a new created life, right? I mean, I'm doing things I would have never believed a few years ago. So real estate is such a unique opportunity, especially for women, but really for anyone. That's why I made that group, though, for women. Let's see, what else have I got here? Yeah, Dee Vogel. Yeah, I think the credibility kit is a really good idea. I'm glad that you like that, and please do. And you know what? I'd love to hear what you do with it. I'd love to get feedback on how you're using your credibility kits and what kind of information you're having, or what kind of success you're having, what kind of changes you might want to make in the approach that I showed you. I am all ears. I learn as much from you guys as you do from me. Let's see, Jennifer. Oh, the Facebook group is Real Women Rockin' Real Estate. So you can message me on Facebook. I'm right out there. My name's right out there. Gena, G-E-N-A, Horiatis, H-O-R-I-A-T-I-S. Friend me, send me a friend request, send me a message that you'd like to join the group, or look up the group and send a request to join the group. It is a closed group. But, you know, if you're sincere about being a real estate investor and you're a woman, you're in, okay? So that'd be great. All right. Yeah, 2 people wanted to know that group. Yeah, Andrea and I, in fact, are going to be hosting on that Facebook group some type of hangout or chat this month yet, so that we can share each other's struggles and how we survived and succeeded in 2015 and our goals for 2016. So look out for that, ladies. And gentlemen, you know what? If you're really jealous, I'll create a group for you and we'll host one there too, okay? What else? Jennifer, you are welcome. Okay. Well, again, thank you all for giving up your evening, part of your evening, spending some time with me. It's absolutely my pleasure to serve you. Oh, let's see. I just got another question. Okay. This is from Jay Lee. Here's one of the suggestions I have made for IE. Okay. This drives me crazy. I don't know anybody's first names by your IDs. You know, I've got here this wonderful individual named J Lee 873488383. Man, I just wish I could call you Jenny or Joe or whatever name you might be. So I'm trying to get them to require first names. Anyhow, J Lee is new to IE. Welcome. What process or research did you do to pick the locations, territories of your power teams? Okay. All right. So obviously you can invest in real estate anywhere. I live in Seattle, Washington. It's a very, very fast, very competitive market, as the whole country is now. But, you know, Seattle is one of those even faster, even more competitive, crowded places. Very high prices, very, very high prices. You're not going to be able to flip a house for less than about $150 to $250. You know, you're not going to be able to get a 10% return on your money if you're looking for rentals. So it depends what your investment goals are when you're picking a market. For me, initially, I was looking for rentals so we could live off cash flow, which is what we're doing now. So I was looking for areas of the country where the market had not turned up as much as it had in my local market of Seattle. I was looking for where there is stable employment, not necessarily high growth, but stable, certainly not going down. I was looking for areas where prices of the home purchases were low and rents were high. So in the parts of the country that I am currently in, I can still purchase houses for $35,000 to $75,000, put $10,000 to $30,000 in them and rent them for $1,000 or more a month. That's my criteria. I like safe, fast moving, first ring suburbs. And then I just went about finding an agent or finding another investor, and, you know, find, an agent, if you don't know another investor, is where you want to start. And a good agent that works with investors can hook you up with the other people you need, along with that local real estate club. Let's see, what else have we got? Okay, this is from R. Gerald. Hey, I think I might know you. Maybe not. My LLC is Samson RE Investments LLC. That's my legal name. Do you see any problem in calling my company Samson Real Estate? I know checks have to be made out in my legal name. I personally do not see any problem in that. However, I cannot give you legal advice or accounting advice, but I don't think that as you're marketing yourself, in my opinion, in simply my humble opinion, I don't see any problem in doing so. I think there's even a way to register yourself as so-and-so doing business as, you know, like you could find out from your state how you do Samson RE Investments LLC doing business as Samson Real Estate. But frankly, I'd probably just go ahead and do it. Again, no official legal advice here. Let's see, what else have we got here? Any recommendations on where to pick up rentals to start to build a good rental portfolio? Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of the same criteria that I just mentioned. I have great success in suburbs of Cleveland, suburbs of Detroit. You know, a lot of our other experienced investors are in St. Louis. Memphis can be good. Birmingham, Montgomery, Alabama. You know, it's the heartland in the South, right? And there's something about what turns you on, frankly, you know, what area speaks to you, because that's going to make a difference in how hard you go at it. But just start doing some research on, you know, what are the top 10 investment property or investment markets for rentals? You know, just Google some stuff and go for it. Network here in IE. Where are other people holding rentals? There's lots of good places. I told you I'm starting out in Chicago, suburbs of Chicago. The Tri-Cities there, of course, is what Matt Larson is known for. I mean, there's tons of good markets out there. It depends. Are you looking for the highest ROI on your money, or are you looking for equity growth? You know, because typically where you're getting the biggest returns, you're not getting as high equity growth. I mean, people here in a market like Seattle, they're willing to hold a property for rental for a very, very low return currently, with the goal and speculation that they'll sell it in a handful of years and make a huge profit. So again, gets back to what is your strategy. Let's see, Isabel, I'm looking for insights on how to strip some equity from my existing home. I'm in the South Florida and moving in the next 8 weeks. I don't know where to, but I'm excited. I'd like the extra cash to start investing in rentals. Yeah, well, if you're selling your existing home, you know, if you took on a home equity line of credit, you're gonna have to pay off that line of credit before you can sell your home. So if I'm understanding that you're gonna be purchasing a different home, you either want to wait until you've made that purchase and make sure you have equity in the home so you can take on a second loan on it, a second mortgage, or as I would call it, a home equity line of credit. By the way, I've had good luck with US Bank on that. Or if you've got a bunch of equity in your house now, of course, you could keep some of that money out and put less of a down payment on the new home when you move. It's what are you comfortable with, right? What are you comfortable with? So again, I'm not a CPA any more than I'm an attorney, but I've done a lot of deals with equity in our home. And the home equity lines of credit, you know, are going to be at 3.5%, 4.5%, and you can get a rental at 10 to 15%. That's good use of your money, in my opinion. Let's see. Another R. Gerald. Do you know? Oh, right. Call me Wonder Woman. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to have to pull out that T-shirt. That's funny. Thank you. Sometimes I don't feel like much of a Wonder Woman, you know, but it's a good persona, right? That's part of the credibility. Yeah, I'm teasing. But thanks. What else we got? Anything else? We still got 25 people online. Somebody must have another question out there. Please don't hold back. This is your opportunity. This is what we're here for on IE. It is our desire to help you succeed further. So questions? Any more questions before I go and get some tea? Or maybe wine, who knows? What I should do, since it's 2016, I hate that word should. What I might do, what I'll consider, is maybe I should go for a swim. Oh, I said should again. I think the club's still open. Tomorrow, I'm going to Edmonton, Alberta to teach. And my partner / son, John, is also teaching a class in Edmonton, Alberta. And it's cold there. Saturday morning is when we go out and look at classes. The high is going to be like 1 degree. Not ready for that. But you know what? I'm going to count it as an adventure. I got my long johns packed and my down coat and my fuzzy boots. Do I map out my investment strategy for the year, Jay Lee? Yes, I do. My partner and I take that very seriously. In fact, I was just babbling on here about how John and I both happen to be teaching classes in Edmonton this week. So we are going to take advantage of that opportunity of being together, and we are going to do our strategic planning for the year each evening this week while we're traveling. Some good way to sneak in that time. What we do is we like to set out a 3 to 5 year plan, and then a 1 year, break that down quarterly, which becomes monthly, which becomes weekly to-dos. We're going to then share that with each of our remote teams and get them on board, see what their goals are so that we can make sure that they're achieving what they need and working with us as well. So yeah, absolutely. I strongly believe in goals and planning. When you set it out there, when you put it in a visible place, when you have a vision board, I have a cork board I've had up at different times with pictures of things that I want to achieve that represent my goals. You can do a screensaver, put it on your phone. I know Andrea, I don't know if she's still doing it for a while. I know she had a whiteboard marker and she'd write her goals on her mirror in her bathroom. You see that every day, right? So absolutely, we're planning. Houston, Texas, is that a good area to be real estate investors? Hey, I'll tell you what, Angela, and thank you for typing your name there. all of Texas is an outstanding market. Now, is it the market where you're going to get the highest return on a single family rental? No, it's not. But it is a better growth market than those areas where you are going to get a higher return. So all of Texas is a good blend of a decent return on your rental and equity growth. Good place for flipping homes. It's a growth market. Good place for commercial investing in apartment buildings as well. Yeah, so Texas is fantastic. There's a YouTube video called Texaplex. Look that up and watch it. It really gets you excited about the whole triangle there of, what is it, Dallas, Houston, and Austin, I think. Is that the Texaplex? I think so. Let's see. Andy, I wish I could come to Florida. I had one class there this summer on the Gulf Coast, and I took my daughters, and we had just a really wonderful time. That was the only time I've been in Florida for a long while. Let's see. Chuck, what's a great way to market for rentals? Chuck, I'm not sure if you mean to get tenants or to find property, so I'll briefly address both. To get tenants, if I'm using a real estate agent, I want them to post it on the MLS. I also will always use a postlet, P-O-S-T-L-E-T, postlet. That's a free website, postlets. I believe there's an S on the end.com. Creates a great marketing brochure for you online that will attract tenants. Of course, post on Craigslist, whatever other classified sites are popular in your area. In terms of getting rentals, it's the same as any other investment. You want to network with other investors in the area, other wholesalers, turnkey property folks, and real estate agents. Let's see. Oh, the vision board. Sure. I love the concept of vision board. I really enjoy that. When I was first starting as a real estate investor, I got to admit, I was slow to start writing down my goals. I figured I'd know when I'm successful, I'd make money, right? But it turns out that if you define it, you really do. You're conscious and you're subconscious and God and everything else. You know, we can move a mountain with faith the size of a mustard seed, right? So you want to define your goals. So the way I first started was with a vision board. And all I did was buy a cork board, just a simple cork board, got it at Office Max. And I would rip out pictures for magazines that represented the kind of house I wanted to move in, which we live in now, by the way. A vacation spot. Andy, good old Andy here on our chat right now, he knows that I love vacationing in South Carolina, and I love Spanish moss because in the Pacific Northwest, we don't have Spanish moss. So he sent me pictures of Spanish moss because I mentioned once that I had actually ripped a piece out of a tree and stuck it on my vision board. I have the weekly bulletin from my church on the vision board representing my desire to contribute more in church, both in volunteer hours and monetarily. I've had a picture, a portion of the cover of a children's picture book up there representing that when I'm a grandma, which won't be too long, no big announcement, just saying. That I want to be home with the leisure to read picture books to my grandchildren. We just wrote a big piece of paper that said 0 debt on it and stuck it up on the vision board. So whatever's meaningful to you, and put it someplace where you can see it and enjoy it and work towards those goals that are represented. Let's see. Okay, I don't see any other questions. These are good. These are good. I love the discussion. So I'm going to wait again just a little bit longer, see if anybody else is going to ask any questions or make any comments, suggestions. We had our first few snowflakes 2 days ago here in Seattle. We have not actually had a snowfall in the last 2 winters. This would be the 3rd winter. It's been cold, though, relatively speaking, in the 20s and 30s for Seattle. And so we had a few flakes. That was kind of pretty. But today we're back to rain. Rain's okay. Okay, let's see. Got another one. Jay Lee. Any caveats or lessons learned for a newbie who will be investing rentals in a location or territory I do not live in? Jared, thank you for telling me your name. Yeah, you know, so I assume from this that you have cash or access to cash or lenders that you're going to be able to purchase rentals. And I think, you know, anybody who's got that ability, absolutely get involved in the rental market. Be careful when you buy a rental. I am a strong proponent of make sure there is still equity in the home, okay? You don't need as much equity as if you were going to flip the house. I mean, when you buy a house to flip it, you do an extensive renovation, right? For example, you're going to replace old windows. You're going to put up a roof that, replace a roof that's older, probably going to gut the kitchen and so forth. But if that same house were going to be a rental, you might just put on a new countertop and not gut the kitchen. You would not change that roof unless it was going to leak. If the windows were operational, you wouldn't put new ones in. Because the name of the game in rentals is the percent return that you want on your money. So you do a lighter rehab. I know people who will buy a rental, though, that has zero equity in it. And that, for me, for my investment goals, doesn't make sense, because even though you may think you want to hold your rentals for a long term and you don't care about the resale, I always like to have multiple exit strategies. For example, about a year and a half ago, we physically moved homes. We're still in the greater Seattle area, but we moved. And in order to remodel the home we're now in, I sold a rental that we had in a suburb of Cleveland. Gave me a nice wad of money to be able to do renovation of my dreams, right? Well, if there was no equity in that house, I would have lost money potentially, just in the cost to have held it and sold it. You know, because when you sell a house, of course, generally you go through an agent, which is 6%, closing costs are 3%. So one tip I would have for you is look to have some equity in that home. Run your numbers so that you know what percent return you're having, and make sure you count all of the expenses. I recommend highly that you do some demographic study. I personally don't hold rentals in high crime areas. There are people who like that. I don't. Trulia.com, Trulia. Hunt around on there. They've got a tab called local info, and you might have to go under a tab that says more or something like that to find local info. You can put in the zip code or the city name or the county. And one of the things they'll bring up is a crime map. Green is low crime. As the color codes move towards red, that's high crime. Now, it's not perfect, but it gives you a good indication. If you're going to be building a team in a remote area, it's very important that it is a team so that you can have checks and balances. It is in your realtor and your contractor and property manager's best interest not to mislead you, because then you'll never do another deal with them. But trust but verify. If your agent tells you this is a good neighborhood, call a property management company, see what they say. If they tell you the rent's going to be such and such, verify that again with another party. Have you get your contractor's opinion. Have 2 or 3 people that you're working with so that you can have, you know, one party checking what the other one says and does. In the world of we have technology today, you can be there without being there. Have your agent or your contractor or property manager walk you through the house on Skype or FaceTime. You know, here we are. Take their tablet. This is the street. You know, here's what the floors look like. Here's the electric panel. Have your contractor take many, as in 100 pictures, so you can see every nook and cranny of that house. And I like to build a cluster of homes in any one particular area before setting up a second area, so that my team, contractors, property managers, and so forth, can make money on more than one house. Then they take better care of me. Let's see. Wendell, I teach all over North America. I teach with a group called REEG, which is the education wing that Dean Graziosi has gone through, although, of course, he does a lot of stuff on his own. The class I teach is called Boots on the Ground. And I have been on the East Coast quite a lot, although right now they're trying to keep us a little more local, which is nice because swinging from the West Coast to the East Coast back and forth does take a little toll on you. But yeah, thanks for asking. Anything else? Okay. Well, I think this has been a pretty productive evening from my point of view. We covered quite a bit of information. We talked about speaking out loud that you're a real estate investor, talked about getting your business cards, going to REI clubs, telling other people you're an investor, potentially putting up a website, make it cheap or free. Gave you a couple websites for that. You can watch the replay of this if you want to get those details again. Get yourself on Facebook, make a business page, get on LinkedIn, upload YouTube videos, and then consider actually making yourself a little nice brochure about your business that you can hand out to banks and lenders and agents, anybody, colleagues. It not only is going to make them feel warm and fuzzy about you, but you're going to feel more professional yourself. So thank you all for being here. God bless you, and I'll see you again real soon. Night, night.